The ANC Youth League has taken its fight for jobs and economic inclusion to the doorstep of business. ANC Youth League members are set to march to the JSE in Sandton to highlight issues of economic justice and youth empowerment. Let's now get the latest from SABC News senior reporter Natasha Phiri, who is on the streets with the marchers. Natasha, in fact, the march began earlier this morning. Have the ANC Youth League members arrived at the JSE? And just talk to us about essentially what are they crying out for?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Nighty. A very scorching heat here on Oxford Road. We're about 3.9 kilometers away from the JSE in Sandton, and that's where my colleague Nosi Poratebe is situated. We've been trekking members of the ANC Youth League, and right now I'm joined by the Treasurer General of the ANC Youth League, Mr. Zwelo Masilela. We've seen him walking with members here, and you're convinced that these people, 25,000 people are here?
Yes, there's over 25,000 young people all over the country coming here to demand jobs and demand for the reindustrialization of the South African economy so that young people can be absorbed into jobs and they stay away from the streets, because as it is now, young people of South Africa are poor and they are engaged in drugs and all manner of social ills because they are poor and they are unemployed. And we believe that if the youth of South Africa is in factories, is in employment, crime and all other social ills will go drastically down, and there will be of this country.
And talking about high unemployment levels, it's quite telling that you have so many young people attending the march today on a Friday where people are actually working.
Exactly. This is just a minority of the youth of South Africa. There's many young people that are unemployed. Some could not join us to the march. Some are not even members of the organization. Some are not even supporters. But over 62% of youth of this country is unemployed. And that's a very serious ticking time bomb. It's a disaster waiting to happen. And we can't fold our arms as the ANC Youth League. We ought to be seen to be doing something, because this unemployment affects all of us. And if we don't resolve it, it will continue to plunge the country into crisis, and further a crisis that can never be resolved. And action needs to be taken now, and it just needs decisive leadership. This is just the beginning. We are going to JSE because these are the people that are holding back investment. They take our mineral resources, they export them, they don't industrialize the country or the industries in the country. All factories, most factories in the country are closed down, hence this level of unemployment. And we are marching on a Friday during working hours. These people, they are unemployed. This is a demonstration of the poverty in this country.
Mr. Masilela, you talk about decisive action. For a young person who's watching you on television from Alexandra Township, saying that this is not the first time the ANC Youth League has conducted this march. You've been talking about decisive action, but your deployees in government, what are they doing?
Look, we have run impatient, hence this action. And we would have said that this is a follow-up to our memorandum in 2011. It's not the first time.
Which is 13 years, far too long.
Yes, correct. And we've been very patient, and we believe that this is the last march. The next course of action can never be announced. It will be a rupture, and we may not be able to lead it. Young people will allow them to lead themselves, because this revolution now have been too patient with it. And as the Youth League, we are standing in front as the leadership, and we're saying the leadership of government, business, and everybody needs to provide solutions and end unemployment. And the solutions we're providing them, which is the reindustrialization of the South African economy, and put export quota so that the industries are operation in the country, and everything that mineral resources are processed in the country, and the economy is able to thrive. That's what will keep the economy. And those are the decisions that need to be taken by the business, that is the JSE and capital, and of course the leadership of government needs to take decisive leadership in implementing those proposals we're making as the Youth League.
Lastly, your alliance partner COSATU also took to the streets on Monday. As we speak right now, another alliance partner, the SACP, which has been quite vocal against the GNU, is having their CEC. As young people, what is or when you gauge members of the ANC Youth League, just ordinary members, are they actually happy about the GNU?
Look, the GNU is turning 100 years. 100 days in the next few days, and I think on Monday. And we have said that the ANC lost elections. That's the reality. We were surgically removed from power. And part of that is because of this unemployment that we are dealing with today, we're marching for. And we believe that the ANC could avoid all of these things of GNU and all of that if it takes the issue of unemployment very seriously, employ the youth of South Africa, take them away from the streets and put them into employment and factories. Then there will be no need for us to even discuss whether GNU is the best option or not, because the ANC will be voted back into power by these young people, because they will be at employment and they will see the benefits of this democracy. As it is, they don't see the benefits of this democracy. It only benefits the few, the rich, and those that were marching for there at JSE. And most of those people, they don't even live in this country. They have multiple passports. They are ready to live and run away with the resources that they would have made from this country. So that is the gist and the real issue for us, more than the politics that are engulfing us and petty politics. We believe that the bigger politics is taking over the South African economy and taking decisive decisions so that youth is employed, and when the youth of South Africa is employed, there will be no crisis of the ANC being removed from power.
Okay, Mr. Masilela, let me just relieve you and the ANC Youth League members here that are actually on their way to the JSE United. And as you've heard, they're saying that time for talking is over. What they will do now, there will be a rupture, if the demands of young people, and that is to deliver jobs to young people, is not met.